Hey, it's the Remotely Review. I'm your host, Remotely. You guys probably saw the Kobe Bryant, GiGi Bryant Memorial. You had Vanessa Bryant in attendance, that's Kobe Bryant's wife, GiGi's mother, and a slew of celebrities. I mean, you name it, they were there. It was the who's who of Hollywood, okay? I saw the likes of Jennifer Lopez. You had, of course, Beyonce, who opened the show. Michael Jordan. You had Shaquille O'Neal. John Legend, I believe. Just a who's who of Hollywood, okay? Beyonce opened up the memorial with a song called EXO. Now this song is from Beyonce's album titled Beyonce. She said that it was one of Kobe Bryant's favorite songs by her. So she performed that, and I think she did a great job with it. And to be quite honest with you, it's actually one of my favorites as well, EXO. If you guys haven't heard it, check it out. Now, in addition to that, Beyonce sang her all-time classic Halo, it was completely appropriate, for that particular scene and that particular ceremony. And I'm sure that it's something that Vanessa Bryant could appreciate. Beyonce had on Kobe Bryant fingernails, which everyone raved about. Kobe Bryant's family, his mom, his dad, brother, sister, did not speak at that ceremony, at that memorial. Now, they were in attendance. His family was in attendance. However, they did not speak, okay? And so people are upset, they're mad, they're angry, and a bit confused in regards to why his family did not speak. Now, perhaps they did not want to speak. Now, someone would say, well, why don't you want to speak at your son's own memorial? You never know how someone is grieving. You never know what the family might be going through, how they might be suffering. I mean, think about it. Look at the tragic loss that they're suffering right now. Their 41-year-old son, their 13-year-old granddaughter just died in a helicopter crash. It's got to be kind of heavy, And so, are we going to show up to the ceremony? Yeah, we'll show up, but we're not going to say anything. We're not going to speak because we're too distraught. We're still mourning this, and I don't want to have to get up in front of a crowd and start crying, which is essentially what you do. I mean, you guys saw Vanessa Bryant. I mean, I applaud her for... I applaud Vanessa for actually getting in front of the audience and giving the eulogy to GiGi and Kobe Bryant, but it had to be the most difficult thing, and it looked like she was struggling. And to be quite honest with you, she probably didn't want to do it. Vanessa probably did not care to make that speech or come before an audience and hold a memorial for her husband and her daughter. And she probably just did, like, she did it for us. Like she did it for the fans, and so I thank her for that, I applaud her for that, It takes a lot of effort, a lot of guts to get up and do that after such a tragic loss, Now, from what I hear, Kobe Bryant's parents never really had that tight, close-knit relationship with him. And so if the relationship is not there with him, then it was likely not there with Vanessa as well, okay? That still does not mean hold your breath at my funeral. That's not what that means. It probably goes deeper than that, but people are speculating that, well, since they weren't close, maybe Vanessa didn't allow them to speak. I'm not quick to jump the gun and say that Vanessa Bryant prevented Kobe Bryant's family from speaking at that memorial. I just don't want to say that she's that bad of a person. We don't know her to be that bad of a person, I hope that whatever it was, it's nothing to come between, the family, because right now, that's all they have. Kobe is no longer there anymore, and so if anything, this situation should bring them closer to each other, I believe. Okay, this story just came out a couple of days ago, but Vanessa Bryant has decided to go forward and sue the helicopter company that Kobe Bryant used for that particular flight over to the Mamba Academy. And so I'm not sure what's going to come from that, and people are confused in regards to why she decided to file the lawsuit. And a lot of times it's not about the money, it's just about I guess the vindication. It's about the justice of it all. Who's in the wrong here? I'm not one to say. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what took place. I don't know what those weather conditions were like. I don't know who that pilot is and how he was trained. I don't know how many times Kobe Bryant may have used him. I hope she sees a positive outcome and she sees results from the lawsuit. A win is a win, right? Overall, it was a great ceremony. It looks like people were crying and laughing. I'm sure you guys caught Michael Jordan at the Kobe Bryant, GiGi Bryant Memorial. Michael Jordan was hilarious. I mean, he was crying, but he was also being funny at the same time, especially when he mentioned that thing about a crying me. Everyone, because everyone's seen that meme where Michael Jordan is crying, and I mean, like, it's this shiny situation going on, like the tears are rolling, and and it's quite understandable. I'm glad that he was able to make light of the situation and give us a comic relief. And so Michael Jordan said that when Kobe Bryant died, he lost a part of himself. So that's pretty heavy. People are having a hard time dealing with this. It was just so, I mean, you don't expect anybody to die, but this was just so out of nowhere and out of the blue, and such a bizarre type of death. Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash. It just sounds strange. It sounds bizarre. It's something that you never imagine yourself hearing, okay? And so people are taking it pretty hard. And it's quite understandable why somebody like a Michael Jordan, even Shaquille O'Neal, when he spoke about the situation, he just got choked up, like very teary, and the waterworks just came on, and so, like I said, overall, great ceremony. I'm glad they actually put that together and allowed the fans to take part and kind of pay tribute and show a little bit of respect as we send Kobe and GiGi away and off to a better place. Okay. I want to move on, and we're going to talk about this crazy situation. This is a complete shift of gears, but we have to do it, okay? Is it Bhad Bhabie? I don't know. This girl, she's, I guess, Instagram famous or whatever, for what I do not know. I'm aware of that she's got a couple of songs out. She speaks with a very urban accent. This is her gimmick because she's actually white, Caucasian, Italian, I believe. And so that's her whole gimmick. That's her claim to fame. Anyway, she decided to go onto her Instagram account and blast Skai Jackson. Now, Skai Jackson is a Disney star. I remember her being on the TV show Bunked, and before Bunked, she was on Jessie. And she was on Jessie with little Cameron Boyce. You guys know Cameron Boyce. Cameron Boyce, he recently passed away from a seizure, I believe. Yeah, and so they were on that show together. Rest in peace to Cameron Boyce. But anyway, Bhad Bhabie, she's on her Instagram bad-mouthing Skai Jackson, and it's all about this boy. Have you guys heard of NBA Youngboy? NBA Youngboy. He's a rapper, and I guess Bhad Bhabie, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name. Her real name is Danielle Bregoli. I'm just saying her real name. Danielle Bregoli. She was dating NBA Youngboy at one point, or they were seeing each other. I don't know. But according to Danielle Bhad Bhabie, she is actually, I guess, being harassed by this girl, Skai Jackson. I can't see that happening. This is somebody, Skai Jackson is somebody who has a plate full of jobs, She's got a laundry list of things to do on a daily basis. And she actually went on to list that list on her Twitter. And I was not surprised by it. And so when you've got somebody who's a Disney star who's making major moves in Hollywood, can you imagine that person even having the time to deal with a bad baby? I can't imagine that. I can't imagine it. Okay? But this girl was on her Instagram blasting Skai Jackson. And she even went so far as to threaten to kill her.
No.
Yep. Bhad Bhabie threatened to kill Skai Jackson. And so I'm sitting there wondering, well, where's Instagram when you need them? Because, a lot of times all you gotta do is post the wrong photo and your page is deleted or you get shadow banned or something happens, right? Nope. Bhad Bhabie's page is still up, it's still running, she's still on her IG Live, like all of that stuff is still happening. And so I was shocked, appalled, baffled even by the whole thing. How does this happen? Let Kyle over at the Neighborhood Talk post the wrong photo of somebody and they're deleting that page just like that. It's happened before, so where's the equality in that? Like how does that happen? What can you say? But anyway, I think it's ridiculous. I think she needs to be boycotted. I think she needs to be shut down because I actually took offense to the things that she was saying. She was very rude. I thought that her behavior and her attitude was quite distasteful. Okay. I found her to be unlikable. I found her to be rude. I found her to be disrespectful. I found her to just be simply self-centered and just oblivious to the real world. Just a complete lack of sensitivity altogether. You know, there's no time for that. We have no room for that here, you know. But Harvey Weinstein was convicted on 2 of the 5 charges. He's already in jail. He's already in jail. He was handcuffed, and on the way out, he left that walker in the courtroom. So I guess it was fake after all. It was fake. I'm going to read to you guys what Bill Cosby said, because Bill Cosby made a statement about the situation from jail. You know, Bill wanted to chime in. It says, Bill Cosby official statement from Andrew Wyatt regarding the verdict of Harvey Weinstein. Bill Cosby says, this is not shocking because these jurors were not sequestered, which gave them access to media coverage and the sentiments of public opinion. There's no way you would have anyone believe that Mr. Weinstein was going to receive a fair and important trial. Also, this judge showed that he wanted a conviction by sending the jurors back to deliberate after they were hung on many of the counts. Here's the question that should haunt all Americans, especially wealthy and famous men. Where do we go in this country to find fairness and impartiality in the judicial system? And where do we go to find in this country due process? Lastly, if the Me Too movement isn't just about Becky, white women, I would challenge Me Too and ask them to go back 400 plus years and tarnish the names of those oppressors that raped slaves. This is a very sad day in the American judicial system. That's from Bill Cosby. That's what Bill Cosby said. And so, make of it what you will. Bill says it wasn't fair. Bill says that neither he nor Mr. Weinstein received a fair trial. The jurors were not sequestered. You know, when you're in court and you're dealing with a trial, especially a high-profile case like the Weinstein or the Cosby, you need to have an impartial jury. Okay, you need your jury to be oblivious to these 2 individuals so that you can get a fair ruling, a fair judgment. Okay, you got some people celebrating that Weinstein thing as a victory. Some people are just kind of looking at it as like okay, halfway home, but not quite. Because if you look at the charges, I mean, one of the charges carries a maximum of 25 and a minimum of 5, and then the other charge carries a maximum of 5 with no minimum. Okay, and so my guess, he won't do any on that max 5. He'll do the minimum on that 25 max because it's his first offense. First offense. You know, if we're looking for the courts to be fair, then to keep it fair, you have to give this man the minimum. You have to give him the minimum because it's his first offense. So, you know, Harvey might have a 5-year sentence. He might do 2.5, maybe 3 years on that particular case, and then he'll be done. But keep in mind, he's got a few more charges left out in Los Angeles, which he's got to go and answer to. Okay, so who knows what's going to come of that case. But he's already been remanded, and he's in custody right now. They're going to sentence him officially on March 11th, I believe. So we'll stay tuned and watch for that. But for right now, that's all I have. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Remotely Review. You have a good one.